So let me break down to you stocks versus real estate. It's a question that I get all the time, and I want to break down mathematically how it all works, okay? So I've got this diagram right here where we say stocks versus real estate. Let's say in this hypothetical situation, you have $200,000 to invest. The $200,000 could go into the stock market or it could go into real estate. If you put it in the stock market, let's just say you put it some like an index fund, and you put it in there for 20 years, and let's say you average 7.2%. Well, in 20 years, that money will actually quadruple. It'll go from $200,000 to $800,000. That's a pretty good investment. But what if you took that same $200,000 and you invested into an apartment complex? You put that $200,000 down, and that lets you get an apartment complex for approximately $1 million. The bank's going to give you $800,000, and now you're using a down payment of $200,000, and you're utilizing leverage because banks love to loan on real estate, especially multifamily real estate like apartments. And let's say you put that on a 20-year mortgage. Now, there are 4 distinct ways that you make money in real estate: loan pay down, cash flow, appreciation, and not on there is taxable depreciation, which is more complicated, but will have tax savings over the long term that will be very beneficial to your taxes and your tax liability. But let's break down this situation, and you just have loan pay down. Let's say in this hypothetical scenario, there is no appreciation, even though we know every decade real estate is appreciated. Let's say there is no cash flow on this property, and the only thing that happens is that your tenants pay your mortgage off. You break even other than that. Well, in 20 years with no appreciation, no cash flow, you would have a property worth $1 million because you paid off that $800,000 loan and you put $200,000 down. But we know that there's often cash flow and almost always appreciation in a property. So let's say on average, you make $50,000 a year on this property. Now, in the beginning, you'll probably make $25,000 a year or so. But as it goes on and rents go up and expenses, maybe you get your expenses down some and your loan leverage, your interest payment starts to go down, you might start to make more cash flow. And that cash flow will equal $50,000 a year over 20 years is another $1 million in your pocket. Let's say we have modest appreciation of half the stock market. So 3.6% over 20 years is another $1 million. That would equal a $3 million gain, or I should say a $2.8 million gain because you put $200,000 into the property. $3 million over that 20 years, which equals a 266 better return through real estate than the stock market. Okay, if this gave you knowledge, would you subscribe? It takes a lot of work to actually do these videos. I even got my own filmer for this video, which is my wife. So give her a holler in the comments and let me know what you like better, stocks or real estate.